Welcome back to Late Night Jazz. I am your host, Jazz Johnson, and today's episode is going to be about my other creative outlet, cooking, and why you should do it if you don't already. But first, the intro. Alright, this video feels like it's going to be really long because at the beginning of it, I'm going to be talking about me as a chef and how I got into cooking. And then at the end of it, I'm going to try to give you guys some beginner steps and hints to becoming your own home chefs. And I'm really only talking to the people who don't cook at all. Like I used to know a lot of people who never cooked anything. And you know, there's benefit into cooking for yourselves. And at the end of the video, I'll talk more about some ingredients you might need to really get into cooking. And I get that people are busy with kids and, you know, family members and jobs and whatnot, but I still think even if you have a small amount of free time, you should be able to cook your own meals. And for people who are completely new to cooking, I think it's a good idea to think of this as a hobby, just a little hobby that you're doing. Because, you know, you're going to mess up a bunch at the beginning, but it's fine. Like, even your mess ups are going to taste better than some restaurants, some fast food places that you're going to right now. And it's cheaper, I think. I don't know. We'll talk about that more later. So right now, I'm a teppanyaki chef and a sushi chef. I know, it's weird, right? Yeah. Black guy making sushi. I had this throwaway joke in this episode about a black guy making sushi. It was a dumb joke about making like fried chicken sushi. And then I made an episode out of it. So check out that episode. I'll explain more in that episode. But I make fried chicken sushi. And it was actually really good too. That's the funniest part about that. So I started as a home chef. I just recently started working as a chef, but years before that, I was just cooking at home all the time. Me and my girlfriend, we used to just cook food all the time at home. And now I have my own private chef company, chefjazz.com. You can check it out. You can even order my services. But really, actually, I just made the site. That's it. I just made the site and the menu. Because when you're working as a teppanyaki chef, you know, you get a lot of people asking you like, oh, do you do private events? And one day I was like, you know, I should make a site and I get to make my own menu. That'd be really cool. So I made the site and my menu, and the site looks great. Check it out, chefjazz.com. It's really good, and you can technically order things, but like I haven't done anything with it. I just made the site like really like 2 years ago, like a year and a half ago. Made the site. And then I just didn't do anything with it. I didn't look further into doing it because I didn't want to like drive to people's houses. I was like, I'll just go to work. It's fine. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys the site because I think it looks really nice. I made it on Squarespace, which reminds me of today's sponsor, Squarespace. Just kidding. I don't have sponsors, obviously. I have no subscribers. But who knows, maybe sometime soon I'll complete the site and actually get it up and running, and maybe I'll do a couple of private events. Maybe I'll make some content out of it. Who wants me to cook at their place? And who's okay with me bringing a camera and showing off your place? I think you would hate it. Most people would hate it. You can also check out more of my food at chefjazz23 on Instagram. And I made that Instagram because, once again, guests would ask me all the time, like, oh, what do you like to cook? And I say anything, and they're like, yeah. And I can tell they're just like, who says anything? But really, it's anything. Like, if I can find the ingredients and have a recipe, I'm going to make the dish. Like, that's it. Like, there's no, like, people always ask me, like, what type of food do you like to make? Like, food. I like to make all the food. Anything I desire at that time, I'm going to find a recipe. Find the ingredients. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna eat it because I'm greedy. Now, before becoming a sushi chef and a teppanyaki chef, I was just a home chef. I was just cooking at home all the time. Cooking was more a hobby, but I am a lot better now. I've gotten a lot better throughout the years, especially with this job. This job did give me skills that I didn't have previously. And even though I think I am a great chef, I don't think I'm like next level chef. Like I couldn't win a competition right now. That's like the next level in a way. Like I still have to like look up recipes. Like if I was on a cooking show, I'd be like in my phone, like looking up recipes real quick. Anyway, in my younger years, now that I think about it, it feels like I was not a chef, but like I had these chef qualities long ago. Like back in, you know, when I was in college and I was young and broke, like I used to get like a tombstone pizza and some pepperoni and some cheese and just add it all to the tombstone with some Doritos and hot sauce. And back in the day, I was like, oh, I was just young and broke and drunk. But now that I think about it, I was sort of just chefing it up back then. I was adding texture and different elements to a tombstone pizza. In fact, as I was writing this episode, I thought about that pizza I used to make long ago, and I realized that I haven't made that pizza in a really long time, like the Dorito hot saucy one. And I make pizzas all the time. So I decided to make that crazy late night pizza, and I made an episode out of it. Check out this episode. It's episode 7. I had to look it up. Yeah, it's episode 7. I already made it. You see it? Doesn't it look good? It's a pizza. Now, before we get into the basic ingredients that you'll need in your kitchen to become a home chef, I want to talk about some ways to get better at cooking away from the kitchen. YouTubers and cooking shows. So as far as YouTubers, we're gonna start with my favorite YouTuber chef, Chef John.
Hello, this is Chef John from foodwishes.com with chicken fricassee.
So Chef John caters to the home chef. He actually went to culinary school, so he'll mention a bunch of techniques, but he knows a lot of people, especially home chefs, don't have all the fancy equipment, so he always finds another way to make something amazing. I've made a bunch of Chef John recipes, like a lot of it on his YouTube channel. In fact, his meatball recipe is still the one I use to this day. I can make it by memory. Also his pizza sauce and his marinara. I've added some things to his marinara, but still, I mean, for years now, I've been watching Chef John. He's one of the best. All right, the next YouTube chef is Joshua Wiseman. He's the one I go to a lot more now that I've gotten a lot better, because this guy will make anything he makes, it's going to be the best version of it. Like he's gonna make the bread, he's gonna get the best meats. He has all this fancy equipment. Like I love his videos because I know I'm gonna get the best quality. Like, oh, he's making a burger, it's going to be the best burger possible. So definitely check him out once you get a little better, or even just check him out. There's a bunch of recipes you can do. I'm not saying you have to be great to watch his videos, but definitely anytime I go there, he's doing the craziest shit. Those are my 2 favorites right now. There's a bunch of other ones I go to, but yeah, those are the 2 I go to the most likely. Write in the comments any other chefs I'm missing, or who your favorite YouTube chef is. Cooking shows. Now, for cooking shows, I watch a lot of Food Network, and I think when you're starting out, this is how I started out. When I was starting out, I watched Worst Cooks in America, because it's about a whole bunch of people who don't know how to cook. They get on a reality show type thing for cooking, and then they all slowly get better, and they're all better at the end of the season. Now, the show I like the most on Food Network is Beat Bobby Flay. I've seen every episode of Beat Bobby Flay and every episode of Triple Threat. And I'm watching Barbecue Brawl right now. I never watched it before, and now I'm watching it, and now I'm grilling all the time. I like these shows because it's a bunch of different chefs. They make a whole bunch of different things, and if you see something you like, you just find a recipe for it and you make it. That's the benefits of cooking, guys. All right, so now it's time to go over some beginning tips for you guys. Sometimes I feel like this channel is just me talking to my younger self. Like I wish I heard this when I was younger, because we're gonna go over some ingredients, some basic ingredients you can put in your kitchen to really start to cook more. So now I'm gonna send it over to our cooking segment chef, me. All right, so now I'm here, the other Jazz, and we're gonna go over some seasonings that I feel like you're gonna need if you wanna start becoming a home chef. All right, guys, so I know cooking can seem really intimidating, but I'm gonna give you some hints. First thing we're gonna go over are what seasonings you should have in your kitchen. There are a bunch of different types of seasonings, like, there's a bunch. But I feel like these guys here are the ones you're gonna start out with. I mean, there's a bunch of other ones you can get later on. And actually, in every recipe you make moving forward, there's gonna be something that you don't have. And when you get it, you just have it for a really long time. Like I don't have my mustard powder here, but eventually you're gonna run across a recipe that needs mustard powder. So you're gonna buy mustard powder, and then you always just sort of have it depending on how much you use it. But these guys here, I feel like these guys are the ones that you need the most. So I'm gonna go over them real quick. First off, I put the ranch, the Hidden Valley ranch seasoning. I didn't have to grab this one. I don't think I should have, but I like ranch. And making your own ranch is better. It's just this seasoning with mayo and milk, and you can make the best ranch. You ever go to a restaurant and you're like, oh, their ranch is so good, how? It's just because they make it themselves. It's just the seasoning most times are, depending on what you like in a ranch, like if you like it really thick, you just add more mayo, or you like it really runny, you add more milk. You like it really salty, you add more seasoning. So if you like ranch, I put it here because I like ranch. I don't think I needed to bring it up. Chili powder, easy. Garlic powder, duh. Bay leaves. Bay leaves are in a lot of recipes. One funny thing about bay leaves is that anytime I watch someone talk about putting bay leaves in something, they always say like, but at the end, make sure you take it out. And they're also frantic about it. They're always like, make sure you take the bay leaves out when the recipe's done. And I'm like, oh, will we die? That's a funny jazz joke in my head, because I swear every single recipe is like, but make sure you take the bay leaves out. Like, you got to, or everyone you know will die. Oregano, some onion powder, cayenne, my new favorite, ground paprika, and cumin, Italian seasoning. I'll make a list right here, bam. Those are the ones that you need the most. These are the ones that I think you're going to be using the most. Most recipes have, these guys. I also didn't bring it upstairs, but I'm going to mention it anyway. You need like a bouillon. I'll just bring it, damn it. So chicken bouillon and beef bouillon. So you can make chicken or beef broth anytime you need. I think those are really two important ingredients as well. And to cap this off, I feel like other ingredients you should always have in your kitchen are sugar, flour, ketchup, mayo, mustard, honey, and eggs. Eggs as well. And then that's it. That's it. Just get all that stuff and start making stuff. Because here's the thing, guys, like buying even the smallest one of these seasonings will last you so long. Same thing with flour. Buy a bag of flour, like it's gonna last you a while. So at least you'll always have these elements when you make something. Because I really feel like you save so much money by cooking at home. Like, one example I'm gonna give you right now is that, like, I used to get a salmon from Whole Foods. It was like 20 bucks for like a very small salmon, but I was like, salmon's expensive, so like I get this like once a week maybe. And then I started going to Costco. I hope I have pictures up here right now. And those are like $40 each, sometimes $30 each. And I just cut them up and then I freeze them. And now I have salmon all the time. And it's way cheaper. That's the craziest thing for me. Same thing with fillets. You want to get a fillet, you go to a restaurant, it's like 60 bucks or whatever. Or you can buy a whole tenderloin that's like $110, but you get 17 fillets out of it. And then you freeze them. So I think that's good for this episode. So I hope I gave you enough information. I hope it was entertaining as well. Make sure you check out some Chef John videos, and also, I want to give credit to my girlfriend because she did have all the equipment when we first got together, because I was cooking, but when I got with her, like, she had everything. She had all of this fancy equipment. I didn't know what KitchenAid was until I got with her, and I was like, oh, now I use it all the time. But check out next episode. We're going to be watching the Hotel Colorado table read. That's a fun episode. I really like that one. All right, so till the next day. Love and peace.